Greetings, everyone. Happy New Year. So, we're finally over that nightmare year of 2020. I really hope 2021 is going to be a much better year and, not something that's going to be worse. Just wanted to kind of like have a first video for this year, kind of maybe set a different pace or something like that for future videos. I really don't know. Right now, I'm just I don't want to say I'm taking it easy today, but I'm kind of am. It's been a productive morning already. Although right now I'm about to turn on the printers. I'm looking at them right now, and I'm kind of eyeballing to see if I need to clear out anything from yesterday's prints that are still there. Um, I recently I've been trying to. I got a bunch of these. Well, I got them in the back, but I have a bunch of these Chrome boxes. They're kind of like a Chromebook, but instead of being a laptop, they are just a little box, like a little mini PC with Chrome OS. And I have a bunch of them that I got from work, and they don't use them. And there's a little story behind it, but essentially, what I'm trying to do is repurpose all of these Chrome boxes that I have, and it's not as useful as a PC. A PC, for example, you can plug in all sorts of devices, and there's drivers for it, and it recognizes those devices. With a Chrome box, give you an example. A few weeks ago, I was converting the Wise security camera into a low cost webcam. And so this one is a webcam right now. It's got a webcam bias that's been flashed to it, so it's no longer a security cam. I can plug this into Windows 10, and Windows 10 will recognize it as a generic uh, camera. I don't remember if it says generic webcam or what, but it recognizes it as a usable device, and it's just a generic camera. So I plug it into the Chrome box, and nothing happens. There's no recognition so far. So I have to do some more research and find out if anyone has gotten these type of cameras connected to Chrome OS, and if so, maybe they will share how they did it, because this has a better resolution than the cheapy webcam that I have connected to the Chrome box. So um, right now on YouTube, I have DioWarriors TV doing a live um, broadcast of the view that's outside my window, and I'm using an older Logitech webcam, and the quality is not there. Not only that, but I have a mosquito screen on the window, so the camera is going through the mosquito screen as well. And but I am impressed that it is capturing the movement fairly smooth from the palm tree that's near the window. Uh, Unfortunately, it's not very clear on much of anything else. Um, because with a good camera, I can see there would be waves on the water that's out there. There are some ducks that's crawling around, and there's always activity with the golfers. They're always zooming around in the golf carts. Sometimes they'll be zooming right in front on a little path that's right down there, or when they shoot the ball a bit short, they'll go right in that area where the cam is showing all the grass. And but so far, since starting that video, there's been very few golfers, and usually they do a loop around the water and they come around the side and they go right in front of the window. But nothing like that has been really happening, and so all the shots from that cam has been across the water, and you just see the golf carts, as little white boxes moving around. So it's not really clear. And with the mosquito screen, it's kind of sad. So, but anyways, that's what I have set up. I've been trying to set up a live cam with some quality for a while. I've been wanting to do that. I have some cameras I don't really use anymore. Unfortunately, setting things up uh, to the computer and all that, these cameras don't have that support. Only the more expensive, almost $1,000 type cameras have that support. So I'm trying to go on the budget to do a webcam thing. So that's one reason why I converted these. These are about $25, $35 depending. And it's just a matter of flashing the BIOS and then getting a special USB cable to power and feed the data to the computer. It works with StreamYard. It works with OBS. Uh, I assume it will work with Melon, but all of this it's on a PC. Probably will work with a Mac through with all of those other uh, services that I just mentioned. But the thing is, using this through Chromebox doesn't work. At least doesn't work for me right now on my first attempt. So with that said, that's an ongoing project. I'm trying to, so I'm having a bit of fun by having the old webcam doing the live stream. So on YouTube right now, on DioWarriors TV, there's two live streams. There's this broadcast, and there's the other one from the window view. So anyways, other little things. So yesterday's broadcast, I mentioned a few things that I want to do later this year with DioWarriors. One of those is through Kickstarters. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, because you know how Kickstarters are, getting a new printer. It's one of those conveyor type printers. So I'll be able to do, God willing, one-to-one scale props. So what can I do with that? If you're into cosplay, well, maybe armor, maybe weapons, maybe finally do the maybe my own version of the alien style. What is it? M41, MP41, M41 pulse rifle. M41 pulse rifle. There's an airsoft one about that. So M141A pulse rifle. So what I'm going to be doing is, oh wow, there's that's interesting. There's different configurations. Someone has on DeviantArt. Someone has. I'm going to save this myself, but someone has modifications. Save as. They have like a forward handle on a small tripod for like crouching down on the ground, a silencer, and then the regular one. Oh, it looks like with shotgun shells. So, anyways, thing is that the M141, I guess 141A is, it's a fan favorite. I like it, and even if it's just a non-usable, cosplay type prop, I'm thinking that might be something worth making. And with that printer, I should be able to do it. So there's other little props that I wouldn't mind doing as one-to-one as well. And so weapons is an idea. Swords are another idea. I may do myself Klingon batleth. Things like that. So anyway, get back to this. So anyway, it's a belt printer. Oh, I don't have those. I was going to show something for the VSS that I have been assembling. And the thing is that with that belt, conveyor belt style printer, I would be able to print it as one long piece. Actually, it's in the next room. Let me go get it real fast. Yes. Okay, so these parts I am currently working on for the VSS. This is not the longest piece yet. So it's this piece. These pieces are going to be used to support the upper hull. And I'm going to be placing them in the front. You really can't see it from this angle. But I got to do basically the entire structure. It's got to have this joisting structure all along the top. And I have to make how do I say? I have to make a network. It's about 2 feet wide, so got to make it like this is about 2 feet. So I have to make it like this wide, with some more parts inside. So that's what I'm using these other ones for. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I need to make like a joisting structure to support the ceiling. The ceiling will be the upper hull, and so I'm going to do like a series of joisting. It's going to support some wood. The wood will form the upper hull parts, and then I'm going to have some more on top of that wood. So it's going to sandwich the wood in between, and it's going to have a top and bottom, joisting. The top part is going to on these areas are going to support the the flight deck, and so as well as other things. These are attachment points. I'll be able to attach other platforms off the side, weapons, things like that. So this is going to be a very critical, very important part. But the thing is that I am printing them in sections, segments. So I'm printing this segment here, that segment there, this segment here, that segment there, and I'm putting them all together like a big puzzle. So, but that new printer that uses a conveyor belt, I would be able to print this long structure here even longer as one piece. So but it's not going to arrive in time for like Joe Fest and all that, because I need to spend some time with the machine, learning how to optimize the prints with it before I can actually put it for production stuff. So, but that is something that's going to be arriving in 2021, this year. Other things is that there should be some other machines to arrive. I don't want to mention what these other machines are, but they should really help with cutting down the delay that I have when it comes to getting the orders out. And so these are machines that are designed to be running 24 hours. That belt machine as well, that one's designed to be running 24 hours, 7 days a week. So by having long pieces just replicated over and over, that other machine is going to take time. It's going to remove a lot of the time that I have on production. Just turn the machine on, let the thing print, walk away, and 24 hours without me having to stop the machine and take things off. It's just going to be printing continuously. So I really can't wait for that machine to get here. And I have some other machines that are also on order, like similar, And so all these things working together should help reduce the production time, the printing time. In other words, reduce my delays on sending out orders. So with that said, I'm also going to start the printers right now. Um, all I got to do really, I don't really have plans to do any CAD work right now. So it's just going to be setting up the printers, having the printers run and do their thing. I also want to see about getting the, yeah, I really want to see about getting the webcams going with the Chromebox, because I do want to set up the webcams in such a way where I could have the cams all focused on certain printers. So that way, day or night, especially when those other printers come, I could have, like a continuous stream showing continuous production. So no matter what time of day or where you are in the year, where you are in the world, whatever time zone you're in, you'll be able to just go to YouTube and see what I'm doing. You know, you know, see that printer in production. Okay. So with that, I also want to see about starting some those printers over there here. I also want to see about putting the engine room, reconnected back onto the VSS, and I let a few days pass. I used some glue and things like that. I've been gluing parts to it, mostly the greebles to it, and so making things kind of permanent. Anyway, enough talk. Kind of reminds me of Conan, Enough talk already with the sword. Where did I put this? Oh, I got more stuff to show. So, okay, other new things. So, still with the talk, okay, but a little bit more action. We got these, as you know, we're selling these consoles. I call them command consoles for lack of a better name for them. This is part one. Part two is this. Okay, how does this work? This is not really secured, so I got to keep my thumb on here. But this is part two with keyboard. Ignore these keyboards that I have on this one. I was just experimenting with painting the keyboards and engraving the paint off. So if you can kind of see, okay. So the two parts together will look like that. Getting more of these command consoles. You're able to do a circular command console, a circular console area. Part three extends this as a straight console. So the idea is that you should be able to make a long console, L-shaped consoles, hexagon shape, things like that, and kind of make these consoles useful for whatever layout your diorama is. See, when I don't glue anything, things fall down. But I was experimenting also for the VSS. So these are the VSS legs that are being used on the command console. VSS console, bridge console um, legs. So they're compatible. You can take the legs from the VSS bridge consoles and put it to the command consoles. However, though, whereas the VSS consoles, they're designed to kind of wrap a little bit around the shape of the bridge, they require 3 legs. And because of the shape being kind of like an L, these legs are kind of sturdy. Unfortunately, on this particular console, it's not really designed for it. It's compatible, but it's not really designed for it. The rear of the console, this console, becomes heavy, so it tends to fall over in the back. But not to fear, I have these little port areas on the legs. This is for future expansion. The idea is if the legs need a feet, a wider feet than this little narrow thing, or some other structure, you should be able to simply attach stuff to it. So that's what I'm currently thinking about right now, is that I do want to use these VSS bridge console legs on the command console, so I can have it right up close. You can't see it, huh? Right up close to the wall of the engine room. Yeah, so maybe you can see a little bit better there once the camera focuses. So this when I get this set up, I'll show this again, but it'll be like around over here, really, really close to the wall. And reason is because if this was the old style legs, just coming down straight, then they only go as far as the floor allows them to. And if you have a 90-degree wall to the floor, that's not a problem. But on my VSS engine area, I have 45-degree slants before the walls become 90 degrees. So I want to get the consoles as flush to the 90-degree wall as possible. So let's see if I can get this back up. So that's what I'm working on. Going to be working on soon. And I say soon because I'm still trying to get the engine part kind of to where I'm satisfied, where I can move on. Once I believe I can move on, then I'll be working on things to decorate the engine area. That means consoles and other stuff that other people will find useful for their projects. Doesn't have to be a VSS. So things like certain types of monitors, certain types of tables, certain types of other consoles, certain types of other props, things that can mount to a wall or to a ceiling, like a hanging monitor, things like that. Those are things that I do have planned, and I'll be working on soon once I get this ready. So anyways, I've been stocking up on increasing the inventory of these command consoles. Reason is I got this that I want to begin offering. I'm working on building up the inventory to these, and they're kind of glossy, just like the command consoles are. Same type of gloss look. So it's friendly for spray painting. so you can customize and make it your own. So these new consoles, they're being printed with two different kinds of plastic. One where I can do the layer line suppression, and that's the reason why you see it kind of glossy. And the other one is a regular PLA plastic, so it's kind of matte. And but the thing is that it's black theme, which I think looks good with neon green. This is just one of the new mini consoles that I'm working on. The other kind are the pedestal style, and using the same approach, neon green, black, and some parts are regular PLA plastic, and then others have the layer lines suppressed, so they're glossy. Mostly, it's the areas that are going, to how to say, like if you were to take photos with it, and you want to have like a figure up close, you don't want to see a bunch of layer lines. So so those areas of the prop, I'm working to basically standardize and make those kind of suppressed, the layer line suppressed. So anyways, these are, this is one, I guess on my black shirt, this is one style of display. A little bit on the technical side. This is another style. Let's see, get it right here. Got the glare from the window. No, it's not going to work. I'll do like that. So this is, world map kind of thing with some, pop-up windows kind of thing to show like data. The keyboards on there as well. I'm also going to be offering gray versions with Coca-Cola green displays, same type of displays. This is an older prototype, so you can ignore the keyboard. It's going to be the acrylic keyboard instead. And unfortunately, the gray ones will not have the layer line suppressed. It'll be regular plastic with that. The reason is I can't get the same kind of gray with the special plastic that I can suppress the layer lines. So if you want to paint one of these new ones with gray paint, yeah, you really want to get one that is as smooth as possible, so it'll look good with the paint. But if you don't mind the layer lines so much, and I print them at high resolution, for the most part, they look very smooth. They only feel like they have layer lines with the fingernail, and probably when you take a camera and really zoom in, it'll be noticeable. But other than that, it's regular, viewing or whatever. It's, to me, it looks good. So these two things are coming soon. I'm working on perfecting this, and then I'm going to be doing the inventory for them. Same thing with the gray. With the gray. And same thing with the gray for this other prop. So I've already started printing the inventory for these, and so I'm going to try to really cut down on shipping delays. And so I've been doing this, trying to squeeze in what I can with these, and so hopefully I'll get a handle on that. Let's see, putting this, since I'm going to be working with this real soon, I'm going to move this out of the way. gotta like clear everything out. All this has to come out so I can have room to put the rails into their slots. Oh, now I'm going to. I always forget. I need to switch the tab here to comments, so I can keep track of any comments people have. So this one, I need to clean up this. As you can see, it's full of like little stringies, and then it's going to go through the smoothing process. You know, they'll be nice and glossy like these, rather than matte. So, anyways, those are things I got to work later tonight. So I probably will watch. I don't know. I'm thinking about watching a James Bond or start to rewatch Star Trek Next Generation from season 1. So I'm thinking of doing that while I clean up the parts. You know, that's what I usually do, anyways. So I got these two. Where can I put this right now so they're not in my way? Put them here. Hopefully I will remember where I put them and not go around looking for them. That's the other thing, you know. I got so many things. I mean, you know, check out this desk. You know, it's full of stuff. You know, I got the Chrome box there. I got, you know, Echo device there. Computer, how you doing?
Well, last night I think I overdid it. That is, I'm telling New Year's jokes.
So you can see I got a bunch of stuff here. You know, I mean, this is my work area for the keyboard and everything, and I got more stuff inside here, so including another keyboard. So, you know, I really have to get a handle on all of this. So hopefully, though. Hey! Oh wow! Comment. Sorry. I get excited when there's comments because usually there's not really too many people commenting. So, hey, thanks. Oh, let me put the comment on the screen. Amazing stuff. Shame you don't send international. Yeah, we're kind of working on doing a solution for that. We do want to start sending things internationally. We're slowly working on it. It's just that I get extremely busy just working on regular stuff that it takes time to set up the accounts properly for international. Not in terms of the shipping directly, but it's the background stuff on the store site itself. There's options for weight and other things that I have to put the data in, things like that. And I know that UPS or I think UPS has last year made it a little bit easier to ship internationally using the system that the store is on, and I have to experiment and try for that. But we are shipping to Canada. We are shipping to Ireland, or at least we're trying to, and trying to kind of expand from there. I got burned recently sending an order to Canada. The order got lost. The person never received it. So I had to redo everything and send that again. So when it comes to international shipping, I'm trying not to use regular post office mail. It's all going to be through private carriers such as UPS, FedEx if I can, DHL if I can. But right now, I'm just going to try to set up everything through UPS. But it's just been a hectic year. I've been wanting to do international. It's just I'm swamped, and that's the only holdback. You know, some people are waiting basically a month to get their orders, and it's I'm getting a backlog. So I'm trying to be honest and get those orders out before I have time to experiment with international orders, things like that. So, but bear with me. I do intend to do international, especially when it comes to Kickstarter. 2021 is the year we have planned to do our DieWarriors conspiracy action figures, and they're currently in design still. And I don't want to spill the beans by showing pictures of anything yet. Um, but they are in the 3D stage now, and so now we're getting closer, and things are getting more tangible, more realistic. That now I'm beginning to look into the different Kickstarters, the wording on different Kickstarters out there, to kind of model my wording for the DieWarriors Kickstarter. And so we'll be doing that. And there's a few other things that hopefully will come in and balance everything out concerning the Kickstarter. So I hope to have some surprises, some good surprises in store for all of that too. Fingers crossed. So thank you for the comment, and great. I guess I should also get a little bit better with these live streams, and remind people to please like and subscribe on YouTube, because it does help. Let's see. Okay, so what I need to do here is still need to clear out items on my desktop, so I can start with the engine room. I got stuff on the floor too. It's maybe 2021 I'll be able to organize this room the way it should be. Things are falling on the floor, printer stuff falling on the floor. It's getting stuck on the bottom of my feet, that kind of thing. I got to come in with a vacuum, but it's not easy access with wires. I got computer back there. I got power cords back there. Computer's got a lot of wires back there too. So it's a lot of stuff that I need to really organize. So that's one thing I'm going to do, not today, but I'm going to do on live video, is watch me organize this room, which might be good too, because it may also, go down memory lane, like when I work with a Joe figure, does anybody remember this figure? That kind of thing. This was my first G.I. Joe figure back in the 80s, that kind of thing. So, so there's a lot of stuff that I can do for video content. Some of it may not be very, full of glory, watching me clean the room, but it might be a good thing. Who knows? Maybe there's viewers out there with rooms maybe not quite as messy as mine, but it might motivate someone to say, hey, I need to take some time to clean up my room too, or organize my figures too, that kind of thing. How to say, birds of a feather flock together, or laughing is contagious kind of thing. You see someone do one hobby, it might make you want to do your own hobby, but a hobby rather than just watch someone else do a hobby. So whatever. And it's like when I see people post pictures of dioramas, it gets me thinking and wondering about doing my own diorama. So watching other people be productive for me is contagious, and it makes me want to be productive as well. I gotta move all this out the way. Binder clips are extremely useful. Yeah, I have a couple orders left. I have to do. I'm working on one that's for the Cobra Deviant, and that's not going to take too long now. I got a number of larger orders out of the way. What I mean by larger orders, I don't mean like money large. I'm talking like multiple parts. Like I mentioned in yesterday's video, the the pivot table has a lot of parts just to make that, and so this is what I consider a large order, something like this, because there's a lot of parts that I have to print, make sure I got everything is assembled. Everything can be assembled, everything's clean and bagged and all that. And so people tend to order 2 or 3 tables. So that's, to me, that's like a huge order, because of the amount of parts that that make these things. And so I got a few of those out of the way. And so what I need to do now is work on some other ones. The stuff for the Cobra Deviant, the gun pods, missile pods, things like that. They do have a lot of parts, but not as much as one of these tables. Let's see. Greebles. This one's upside down. So I've been printing greebles recently. I got some greebles here on top of the doors now. I still have to find locations for these. These were going to be on the edges, on the corners around here. But I am still working on the location of these bulkheads. And so let me explain a little bit about these bulkheads. Kind of a little bit of repetition from yesterday's broadcast, but in short, to do the upper hull joisting network that I mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast, these things, they're going to attach to another part on top, attached to the bulkheads. Basically, they're just going to rest on there. I have these pieces that I printed, and I have a magnet on the inside. And yeah, this one's got a magnet. And so these fit into these little areas. And although I don't want to lock it into place right now. And the top of the bulkheads are going to have another magnet area. So it'll be like magnet to magnet. And I have to do a total of 20 of these bulkheads just on the bottom side of this VSS right here. Of course, this is only half of the VSS. So the other half requires an additional 20. So it's 10 per side. And then the other side, so I got to do 40 of these. And these actually take 16 hours to print. So you can imagine 40 of them, 16 hours each. So, but anyways, this is a very strong bulkhead. You can ignore the middle part here, this little stuff. I would have clipped it off. But these are very strong bulkheads. They're designed to take a lot of weight because the upper hull itself is going to have more weight on it. It's going to have wood. It's going to have a flight deck, the bridge, two bridges, another kind of like deck in between, the third mini flight deck, a VTOL flight deck. Of course, the weight of the vehicles and all the props. So all that weight is going to be held up by 40 of these bulkheads, and so it's going to be a lot of weights. These are very strong, and I'm trying to distribute the weight so it doesn't warp these things. Okay. Neon green and gray, I don't think mix well. This was an experiment. I don't like the combination of the two colors, but who knows. Okay. Other little things that I'm working on for the VSS. This is just eye candy stuff. Okay, so as you all know, the thrusters have an LED torchlight. They simulate real flame. So instead of just having silence, I was thinking maybe I can put like some sort of rocket sound or some sort of engine sound. Maybe the thruster sound, from the thrusters having a rumble. And I was thinking maybe I could have a series of speakers facing the outside for that, and maybe another series of speakers on the inside where I can play sounds from like Star Trek engine room, things like that. The ambient background sounds. So I got these. These are old laptop speakers, and I'm looking for other speakers that I can hook up, like something like on an SD card or something like that, to play an MP3, and loop the MP3. I got this thing. This is a mini cube. It's got like a radio. Well, let me show this. It's got like a radio on there, FM band. It's got a USB port for USB stuff. It's got what is it? Micro XD card slot right there. Audio and headphone jack. So in other words, I could hook up these things to this. The only problem is that they require battery power to work. So I have to spend time to like charge them up, and then so like I think like 6 hours at a time I can use them. But anyway, that might be good for like Joe Fest, just to have background stuff going. This stuff here, light it up right now, has an LED light show, and it's kind of random patterns. Right now, it doesn't look very bright because there's a lot of light in the room, but it is bright. It's very bright, and it does light up. So what I'm thinking about doing is having this little cube do its light show in between the thrusters here. So it just kind of lights up things there. And it's kind of reminds me of like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, where Captain Nemo is showing the professor the power plant for the Nautilus. It's like you look into this little window in the room and you see this light show going on. Kind of similar to Forbidden Planet, where that professor is showing the commander and the doctor from the Earth ship the power plant from that's on the planet, and it is this light show. So I was thinking of putting this thing with his own light show and have it there. So that means I also need to make a little structure to support it and lift it off the floor and all that, and make it easy for me to turn it off and on. So anyway, the thing is that this can play MP3s, and so hooking up the portable speakers, I should be able to have some engine sounds with the VSS. So I've been working on that as well. I got some more things to show, but the only way, because I got this wire, the only way I'll be able to show it is by connecting the engine back on the VSS and then bringing the cam to show. But I've been improving the way the warp core looks. So let me move this stuff out the way here too. So y'all can see, this is the thruster part here. I still have more work to do with it. I got to print the thruster, I guess thruster bell, but it's not going to be a bell. It's just going to be a cylinder. And other little greebles from the back, especially. It's going to have some greebles. The top's going to have a little bit of greeble. And then I got to decide how I'm going to attach it to the floor. I don't want to glue it, so I'm thinking of other ways. Maybe I can do like a little locking thing. Maybe I can slide it on something kind of like a rail, and then have something that locks it into place. Some sort of hinge door that kind of locks it into place, and that kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to see about connecting this. I do expect things to fall, because only a few things are glued. You can kind of see there's a lot of structure underneath. It's actually more straight than what it looks here. And I'm working on stability for this. It's not right now, it's not that heavy. It just looks like it would be, but it's not. Oh. Yeah, this is right. Okay, got one side. Yeah, come on. Yeah. See, I gotta find a better way to connect it. I think what I'm going to do is, I think what I'm going to do is I haven't tried it, but I think what I'm going to do is slip out this and attach it to this first, and then take the whole thing and put the whole thing. So I got these dowels, plastic dowels that I printed. So I'm hoping everything is going to line up just right, because I put them right here. This is going to be tricky. I haven't disassembled or anything these before. in this way before. Well, so I don't have this glued either. Like I said, very little things are, or very few things are glued on this right now. Okay, this is out my way. Okay, so I should be able to simply move this. See, I don't know how, yeah, right now I don't know how delicate this is either. Oh, okay. All this, by the way, it should be glued. I don't have these things glued on purpose because I'm trying to. What's that noise? No. I'm trying to see if everything's going to work just right before I make things permanent. Okay. So the way these are, not this, but the way these are connected right now is through some screws I have on the bottom. And I gotta glue this, but you know, I don't want to have to repeat everything. You know, that gets tiring after a while. Anyways, I hope this doesn't fall. So I haven't disassembled it like this before. I haven't assembled it either like this. I mean, it's been assembled differently, piece by piece. But now I have all this mostly glued together, so it's mostly permanent. So I can't do things piece by piece anymore with it. This is just a matter of aligning the rails. Well, actually, maybe I can test this out. I can see something here. Okay, I'm going to. Yeah, let me move this banner out the way. The banner? Yes, a banner. And let me move the camera down a little bit. So y'all can kind of see what I'm working on, what I'm doing. So I've got these rails here. Let me take this off right now. I think to prevent the rails from slipping and sliding in the future, I'm going to drill some holes to kind of put a screw in there. And that's going to be somewhere around here. The plastic already has the holes designed into it. So I was kind of aware of what I was doing. Oh, look at me. Okay, I got to do this. Get this side first. Okay, get this side second. Okay, just inch it right there. Get some weight on this side. Put this right here. Kind of this right there. Kind of inch. Okay, good. It went in. Do the same thing here. Okay, it's in. I guess I'm just going to walk each side. The other. Okay. It's not quite aligned. Yeah, come on. Let's see. It's hitting the other. It's hitting this piece, but it's not going through. I guess what I can try is to inch the rail out a little bit. Let's see. Ah, okay, good. Same thing here. Okay, good. Good. Okay, now right up there. So all this, I'm learning how to assemble my own VSS design like this. So when I take it to Joe Fest, I'll be prepared of what needs to get done. Okay, now I'm going to move it over there. So let me get the camera back. Yeah, let's do that. I just want to be able to see me and my shirt. By the way, thinking about selling DioWarriors shirts. So if you like a DioWarriors shirt, let me know. I think everybody likes gray aliens. So, oh, let me put the comments back. Oh, hey, Graham. I know this might sound dumb, but your equipment looks like diorama equipment. Never thought of designing up that stuff in a basic, loose fashion to use as random doodads, machinery, and whatnot. Yep. As you know, one of the reasons why we call it DioWarriors is for every aspect of diorama. That means everything, from using other figure lines to different props from different brands. Everything's up for grabs. That means also, designing stuff like this. Okay, how was this? Oh, this was the floor. Hold on. I got stuff in the way. Okay. Okay, this has to go here. Oh, this is going to be something. Because I got to work with one hand. Yeah. Well, I said it wasn't heavy, but it gets heavy when you do it with one hand. Okay. So this is going to go here. This is going to go here. I guess I also need to label this stuff. Okay. So I do want to make this, I do want to glue this together, but I'm thinking maybe it would be smart not to have it glued yet, or at all. Okay, come on. Get in the hole. Let's see. Come on. Ah. No. Ah, good. One side in. Oh, okay. It wants to lean forward. I wonder if I could do it this way for now. Oh, I'm pushing it out of the VSS itself. Okay, got that in. Woo, feeling sweaty. Ah, I'm right in front of the fan, so that helps. Okay. Which is the way up? I guess I'll leave this one alone and not glue that. Yeah, good. Okay, of course I don't want to have trouble like this at Joe Fest, so I'm going to have to think of a better solution. It does want to bend down at the moment. Remember, it's going to have another set of rails on the top, and that should help with make it a little bit more rigid. The other thing is that the rails here tend to, I would say, I think it has like a little gap, 1 or 2 inches or something like that here. So the rails do help. Of course, this is where I want to attach these things. I think this one is here. So I'm thinking that in order to keep the rails from sliding all the way through, besides having a screw to lock it in, is I'm going to have to put some sort of barrier right where the rails go, so it can't go any further. It'll hit the barrier and stop. Okay, that's good enough for the moment. It should be able to handle the weight of this now. Let's see if there's any cracking sounds. Okay, so far no cracking sounds. It's not truly being supported by the table. I have some wood underneath the VSS itself that's keeping the crack here. That's keeping the structure off the table just a bit. And so because in reality, when everything is assembled, the engine part is going to be hanging off the table anyway. So plus there will be a lower deck underneath. You know, because I keep talking about the upper hull. The upper hull is going to be all of this, and there's going to be another deck, just like what you see here, underneath. Oh gosh. I see, you know, a little flexing. But I am confident that it's going to hold. The weak part is here. So that's one reason why I have a number of plastic. This is not quite connected, okay. But that's one reason why I have a number of these plastic pieces here to help support. I guess I'm going to have to get a piece here to support this. I don't have any plastic pegs with me right now. And that's another reason why I'm using, you know, how to say, I got these pieces of wood. They'll be reinforced again with plastic, and they'll be connecting to here. Yeah, right about there. So all of this is going to provide a more rigid structure. Right now, the only thing that is keeping the thing rigid is the rails in this direction, and then the joisting parts that I printed in that direction. So the 3D printed stuff is pretty rigid. The rails are also rigid, but they're not fused. So in between here, there's like a gap, like somewhere around here, there's a small gap. I don't remember how big that gap is, but I am going to have to drill right there and put a screw through the rail to kind of lock the rail into this length right here. There's two rails. Yeah, so okay. When I do the top rail, which I'm working on, that should also make this area a bit more rigid because it'll have the support from the top. That's what this area here is all about. Is it like this or like that? I think it's like this. So this will be somewhere around here like that. So I think there are areas that I can go ahead and start to glue and make permanent, and that's going to be the wall areas. So I have this as part of the wall. This one will be here. So yeah, it's, oh gosh, it's flexed quite a bit over here, but hopefully with glue and everything, it'll be like that. And then I get some reinforcements, put some reinforcements to here, to connect to there. Same thing with the top, and that should make the whole thing stronger. And then I'll be able to add the wall sides, which will be removable. So the removable aspect also makes things a challenge, because you have to work around. If you want to make it strong, you have to still work it around. So okay. Oh yeah, I'm beginning to sweat. So yeah, typical broadcast. It's like I want to do some 3D printing, and I start talking and doing other things. But it's all good stuff. I need to print some pegs. I'm not sure what size pegs I gotta print. So here's a small peg that I have, but let's see if it's the size that I need to work with. It might be a little bit long. Yeah, it might be a little bit on the long side. It's a little bit on the tight side too. Nah. So I gotta see which peg I use for securing that. Maybe I can start doing the wall now. Getting warm. Do I have glue here? I'm not 100% sure about using the original magnet idea. I'm thinking of just printing some square dowels and putting the square dowels into here. Maybe I can design the dowels so that they have compatible openings, and then just put one into the other, and just kind of, that might be better, especially if I'm going to change the way the engine is attached. Originally, I was hoping the engine could just be, with the rails, be slid onto the slots for the rails. But with the weight, it's a little bit cumbersome to make everything aligned. on there. It is still an option, but it would require me to reprint some of those areas there, making the opening for the rails a little bit bigger, not bigger, but kind of like a funnel. So that way the rails kind of like find their way in and fits into the proper slot, proper thing. So anyway, or if I make it so it's all as one piece, and then I fit the engine like an inner box in the VSS, like an outer box, and slip the inner into the outer, and then put the dowels. That's kind of like what I did right now, except the the vertical walls are not permanent at the moment. But if they were, then everything would be more rigid. It should be easier to assemble like that. That might be the better strategy, especially if I want to fight against any flexing. Then it's going to have to be rigid all the way. Well, okay. I'll tell you, it is tiring. So the next step I'm going to be doing is making the second wall for the other side, gluing this segment, gluing the other segment. I have to do these segments 2 more times here and on the other side. So here and here. I may make a modification then in securing all of this to make it more rigid. So I am thinking about that. But when you're building a spaceship carrier, space carrier, it takes a bit of effort. Hey, what did you do today? Oh, I built a space carrier. It's like last week I built an interdimensional portal. The week before that was anti-gravity. Like ooh. But anyway, crazy talk. But in this hobby, where else can you build an entire army and have your own means of world conquest through Cobra or through other action figures or whatever? And if you do it with Star Wars, like where else can you build your intergalactic army to conquer the galaxy? Yeah, there's some other options out there, but still, you can take any of those options and do the same. This hobby is unique in many ways. You could do a nice railroad layout, but in terms of an army, it's not that easy. The proper scale, proper stuff, and then you got a lot of older World War II style vehicles. Yeah, it's possible to make an HO scale or even an N scale layout like that. More possible with HO scale, but N scale you probably have more options in building like a battle mech that is like 1/100 scale, which is like kind of close to N scale anyway. I think N scale is like 180 something. I don't remember. 190 something like that. I don't remember, but what I do remember is taking some 1/100 scale and a little bit I guess, smaller, which is odd because you increase the scale to reduce the size of the object. Um, Putting these small little BattleTech type of mechs next to my N scale train set and seeing that they actually work pretty good. And but when it comes to little figures and people, it's not that easy to get. And there are places that do have them. You can find them in for the railroad stuff, but they look like 1950s, people. Um, like the cars, like 1950s, 1940s cars, and it's like if you wanted to do a modern railroad with modern cars, your choices are more limited, and you really have to like 3D print these things, and you have to go to like Shapeways and find someone who has, let's say, for example, a modern Camaro or Corvette in that particular scale, and then it's going to be an arm and a leg, pricing. Because I've seen people post on Shapeways really crazy prices, and you want something small, but it's 150 for that small little bitty thing, things like that. Let's see. Also, anyway, 1/18 scale and such is a bit easier, I think, to do army building. I think it's cheaper in many ways to do army building and conquer the world rather than, let's say, 120 scale and getting a bunch of high tech battle suits and mechs, machine and Krieger type stuff, because that gets costly, and then you don't really have the people there. And then there are places out there that do have people. They're mostly like figurines, so they're not really posable, but they do get expensive. And then supplies are hard to find for them. So anyway, but 135 scale, yeah, that's easier. You can do some nice dioramas with 135 scale, modern or World War II or some other. But if you already got an army and big things like the VSS, you really don't want to have to change the scale to something else. And I think that's also something about like the 6-inch figures. I think you got two kinds of people who collect the figures like what we do. You got people who are like me. I like a lot of the Japanese figures, the posable ones. There's a lot of people who like the Japanese figures, and they don't want them posable. They don't like to see the articulated points. They just want to see, realistic. Not a person with, lines and if it was a robot, an android, yeah, that's easier for them to accept. But when it comes to people or animals or something, they don't want to see breakpoints for the articulation. They want it, smooth like real life. So, but I've seen, there's some serious collectors for the Japanese ones, and they're not, these are figurines, and they're basically statues, and they are, real works of art. I think it's not like, I don't want to consider the stuff that we do as a toy, but for most people's perceptions, yeah, there a lot of stuff that we do collect are toy based. I don't consider a lot of the stuff that I do for DioWarriors as a toy because I approach them like a fine scale model where you have to glue, assemble, paint, and do customs. Customize it to make it look good. Whereas a toy, you just open up the package, snap a few things, and then you can throw it down. It's not going to break. Things like that. But anyway, kind of deviating off of that topic, but there are figurines that are real works of art. I think very complicated, everything, and they're expensive and they're worth every penny that you pay for them. Another golf ball, 3 golf balls today hitting the side of the condo. This one hit some metal awning that's on top of the window. Wow. So, anyway, so when it comes to the Japanese posable figures, they cost less and stuff, but I like them, and I like them a lot. But they are more expensive, and a lot of times they get discontinued fairly quickly. And $60-$70 figure is not easy to army build. Not when you're not a millionaire or something. And so things like Joe's the Star Wars stuff, Marauders and boss fight, things are more affordable. Not only that, but being smaller scale is easier to army build, and that's what I enjoy seeing with my particular collection. I do army build, and I like to set up not just a squad or 3 or 4, but I want to see 50, 70, things like that. And the idea is that one day when I'm old and gray, that kind of thing, I can take some time, have a nice backyard somewhere, and set things up, and kind of imagine how things would be. But of course, the older I get, I don't want to spend time setting things up. I just want things to be set up. And so something like the VSS helps. Because I'm not happy to just put a figure on a desk or on a shelf, pose it, and then walk away. Especially if it's a posable figure. I want to have some more creative action. And so in terms of a collector, I'm not the type of collector that will just buy, and this is the reason why I brought up the Japanese stuff. I'm not the type of collector that will want to just buy a few, set them up, and then walk away. Can't afford to buy many of them. So what I'm going to do is set up figures, pose, walk away, come back, change the pose, walk away, come back, things like that. So, and you see that a lot with my photography. I'll have a particular scene, but different pictures, different poses, different things going on, and because not every scene, not every scene is worth keeping permanent. Sometimes a figure looks good standing next to something, and then other times that same figure will look good sitting on that something, or kneeling next to that something. And so that's one reason why I like posable figures, is that I could do stuff like that. Take that same figure, change the pose, and in doing so, have altered and changed the whole scene. Change what that scene is about. So it keeps the interest going, and I like that. So something like the VSS helps that as well. Mostly because it's hard to set up a diorama on a shelf. And you can always do that on a table, but then you run out of space because table takes space. But if you have something like the VSS, you can build on top, you can go further. And each unit is like a self-contained diorama thing that you can just put and do. And it's strong, and and there's other systems out there that allow you to do the same thing. The complex diorama stuff is one. There's a lot of the mechanical chain bases that were popular a few years back. That also helps. And then, of course, freelancing it, doing it yourself helps. There's a lot of creative people who take insulation foam and carve very good walls and things, and they make a very nice looking diorama. And so anyway, those are reasons why I like posable figures. Change the scenes, and then doing things like this, anyway, it just keeps things going. It's like, I don't know. But anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and take a break. I'm feeling a little bit tired. It's been about, not even 2 hours. Wow. So maybe I'm just hungry. I haven't had lunch yet. And it's 4:38. So I'm going to go and grab a bite to eat. I'm also going to see about putting together the other walls for this. And now is the time to start making the engine stuff a bit more rigid. And with that said, before I leave, before closing down this broadcast, I am going to plug the thing in. Get some light going. Get some eye candy for everyone busy looking at the video. So let's see, how would I do this? Okay, that's plugged in. That's already plugged in there. I got to plug this in to the warp core. I'm going to have to come up with a way to kind of hide the wires for the warp core. So let's just plug that in there. Computer, turn on VSS.
Okay.
Okay, now I turn on each thruster. Of course, when the place gets darker, the lights will be a little bit better. Well, you can't really see the warp core from there, can you? Let me remove the cam from there. The bad thing is that the wire's not going to be. I'll have to change the wire itself, the cord. I'm sure I'm lifting up other cords all around. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to move the webcam out the way. Sorry about this, folks. Yeah, come on. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Earthquake. So here's the warp core there. Printed little pieces here to prepare for my eventual console keyboards and things like that there. I'm kind of proud about the way this is set up. It's instead of just being directly on the floor. There's a little bit more interest there. As far as I can really stretch this, doesn't look too bad, huh? You know what I can do? Let me put this back. And let me put that Wise webcam. Okay. Let me see the cord is not going to interfere. Okay, I said, don't, want to make sure I'm not going to let the cord interfere with basically the other cam that's going on, that's doing live right now. And so as soon as I let go of the cord, it hits the other cord for the other cam. You know? So I'll have to go in and see if I need to adjust the cam again. Let's try this. Let's try this. Where is it? It's not this, is it? Yeah, I guess it is. I guess I need to write on there webcam, because I got two other security cams from Wise there. Turn it on. Is it on? Okay, it's got light. Okay, now here's something I can do with StreamYard. I can simply open up another tab. I can say enter broadcast studio. And okay, I can stop. I can mute this one. I'm not in there yet. Okay, I can change the camera. Which one is it? Is it this one? Yeah. Oh. Show advanced. What if I lower the resolution? Okay, better. Low definition with this. I'm getting like jumps. I don't know why. Let's go back to 480 and see. I'll change it. Well, let's go back to 720. The camera's should be smooth. I don't know why I'm getting jumps in it. I'll show what I'm looking at in just a moment. It's not OBS logic. Is it logic capture? No. It's HD USB camera. Audio. Okay, camera. Let's enter broadcast studio. Okay. Oh. Okay, I turned off my speaker. I hope I'm not getting echo right now. Add to stream. See, I'm getting this. I don't know why. So the mic is muted. Let me go back and take a look at that. It says mic is muted. Yeah, so okay, I should be the mic here should be working. So let me go back and see. Test. Okay. This is just a say show advanced. Audio. Let me I want to I just want to stop the speakers. There's no no speaker. Camera. Wow. Yeah, I'm getting echo. How do I stop it? Okay. What I'm going to do is not say anything. I'm just going to show the picture and then I'll turn it off and return. Anyway, that was the experiment. So with that, I am going to basically call it for now. I'm going to turn on the printers and do some printing because I want to get things out. And there's more stuff for me to do, more prints and things, and there's new products I want to get out. So I might do as an experiment. I might set up one of my cams just to show the VSS, and leave it like a live cam, and I mean like a live broadcast. Just I don't know. I'll play around and see how that might be. Okay. Anyways, off to go eat and go relax some and let the printers do the work. So I'll talk with y'all later. Okay. Thanks for watching and comments, and don't forget that only you can help DioWarriors by clicking like and subscribe. Yeah. So that does help. Okay, folks, have a great New Year day, and catch y'all later.